When I went to sign my son's birth certificate, I discovered that my girlfriend had changed the name we agreed on to her ex-boyfriend. I'm refusing to sign it until she changes it back. This is our first child, and he was born a few days ago. We've been together for 4 years, and he wasn't really planned as I don't believe we're in a stable enough position to have children. She was supposedly on the pill as neither of us liked the feel of condoms, but that's another story. She dated a guy for about 8 years, and he was her first boyfriend. The story is that they drifted apart and he ended it, but she was still in love with him. We met a few months later and were friends before we started dating. I got the impression that she was never really over him at the start of the relationship, but it seemed she moved on after the years, and when he moved back to our city 2 years ago, she didn't seem fazed. We met him twice, and there didn't seem to be anything weird going on, so I assumed she was completely over him. When we discovered she was pregnant, it was her decision to keep it. I said we weren't ready for children, as we weren't married and didn't own a place, but she was adamant on keeping it. We argued back and forth over names and went through various, okay, we have 5 vetoes each. But around 2 months ago, we settled on a name that we were both happy with. The baby is born, everyone is smiles, and we're finally back home. It's time to register the birth, and I need to sign the birth certificate. However, to my surprise, the baby isn't called the name we agreed upon, but the same name as her ex. Not just the same name, but the same middle name as well, and then our surnames. After we agreed we'd use both our surnames and forego the use of a middle name. I couldn't blow my top, of course, as she's still recuperating, so I should be happy all 3 of us are back home and safe. I did, however, ask her about it. She said that it was just a spur-of-a-moment thing, or she'll fob me off by saying she's too exhausted to talk about it. She's been fobbing me off for a few days now, so in the end I told her, calmly, that I'm not signing the birth certificate until we change the name back to what we agreed. This caused a bit of a row with her, and she's now refusing to talk to me until I sign the certificate and agree to the name. I'm at somewhat of a loss here as to what to do. I didn't want a child in the first place, but I was browbeaten into going along with it, and now the name we agreed on is taken away from me, and to add insult to injury, she's named the boy after her ex, and I'm now plagued with doubt and wondering if I should get a paternity test or whether she's still in love with him. Best comments. 100% get a paternity test. I don't want to disrespect your girlfriend, but it's crazy to name a kid after her ex. Is she okay? Is she suffering from postpartum depression or anything? Not just first name, first and second names. Paternity test all the way. My first instinct was that it's the ex's kid. I mean, you just don't name the child you have with one man with the name of a former lover. I highly doubt postpartum depression made her do it. She planned beforehand to conceal it. Why else would OP only know days later? Paternity test, with the quickness. I had terrible PPD with my now 10-month-old son, but there's no excuse for that. I'd be willing to bet money the kid is the ex's. Agreed. Postpartum is horrible on the mother's mind and body. With that said, you should get paternity test. Do not sign the certificate until you get the paternity test first, even if she's willing to change the name before. Name aside, you might have bigger issues. Get tested for STDs. In the end, you'll need to ask yourself if this is the type of relationship you want, because if she is this controlling and manipulative now, it will only get worse.